Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. You know the drill. We take a stack of your sources and we pull out the most valuable insights, giving you the knowledge you need to really succeed.
That's right.
Today,
Yeah.
we are talking about something that I think is probably on a lot of your minds,
Yeah,
especially as business owners and C-level execs,
for sure.
content length
Yes.
and how it affects your SEO.
It's a question that comes up all the time.
All the time.
Everybody wants to know the secret formula
Right.
to rank higher on Google.
Exactly. And, the source material we have for you today is a really interesting article on Search Engine Journal.
Okay.
It's called Google's Answer on Ideal Content Length for SEO,
I like it.
written by Roger Monte,
Okay.
who is a seasoned SEO expert.
Montetti, he starts by diving into this discussion that took place on LinkedIn, where SEOs were practically begging Google's John Mueller
Oh, wow.
for a specific word count
Yeah.
for ideal content.
Yeah.
They even suggested that Google should give feedback on content length through Search Console.
Can you imagine? That's like asking for a cheat code for the internet.
Totally.
But Mueller's response was pretty eye-opening.
Yeah, what did he say?
He said, "There is no universally ideal content length focused on bringing unique value to the web overall," which doesn't mean just adding more words.
I love that what's so fascinating here is that Mueller isn't just dismissing the question, he's reframing it. He's challenging SEOs to think beyond word count and to really focus on the true purpose of content, which is providing value to the user.
Okay, so unique value. What does that actually mean for someone running a business?
Think about it this way. You wouldn't judge a business solely on the size of its office building, right?
Right.
It's what's happening inside that counts the quality of the products or services, the customer experience.
The experience.
Content is the same way.
Okay, so it's not about stuffing keywords or hitting some arbitrary word count. It's about creating something that genuinely helps your target audience.
Right. It's about understanding their needs, their pain points, and offering solutions or insights that they can't find anywhere else.
Now, the article also touches on a concern that I think a lot of content creators have, this fear that platforms like Reddit are overshadowing smaller websites, even if those sites have great content. It's like Google's playing favorites.
Yeah, and that's a valid concern. It ties into this constant pressure to figure out what Google sees as valuable.
Right.
But Mueller actually addressed this with a really clever analogy. He compared ideal content length to the length of a best-selling book or the dimensions of a popular phone.
He's saying that just because something is successful doesn't mean you can replicate those external factors and expect the same results.
Right.
The real value lies in the content itself, just like in your business. You wouldn't just copy the size of your competitor's office building, would you?
Exactly. That wouldn't guarantee your success. You have to focus on delivering exceptional products or services.
Right.
It's the same with content, and that's where Roger Monchetti's advice comes in. He suggests that publishers and SEOs should approach content creation like they're selling to customers in person.
That's such a powerful shift in perspective. Imagine yourself sitting down with your ideal customer. What would you say to them? What kind of content would genuinely resonate and make them want to learn more?
It's about building those real connections, not just chasing algorithms.
That's such a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, but what does this actually look like in practice? Well, stay tuned, because in the next part of this deep dive, we're going to break down Monwadi's advice and give you some concrete strategies for creating content that truly connects with your audience and drives the results.
So let's get practical. Monty talks about this idea of approaching content creation like you're selling to someone face-to-face. How do you think that translates to the online world?
That's a great question. It makes me think about how you build trust and rapport. When you're talking to someone directly,
Yeah,
you listen to their needs, you offer solutions, you're not just pushing a product on them.
exactly. And online, that means understanding your audience deeply. What are their pain points? What keeps them up at night? What are they searching for online?
And then creating content that speaks directly to those needs.
Right. Think about it. If you're a business owner or a C-level executive, you're bombarded with information all day long. What's going to make you stop scrolling and actually pay attention?
Something that's relevant to my challenges, something that offers real solutions, something that maybe even surprises me with a new perspective.
Exactly. It's not about churning out generic content that everyone else is already publishing. It's about offering something unique and valuable.
Monty also emphasizes the importance of being genuine and authentic in your content.
Which is so important, especially in today's world where people can spot a phony a mile away. Think about the brands you trust the most. They're the ones who are transparent, who share their values, who aren't afraid to show their personality.
It's about building real connections with your audience, just like you would in person.
Now let's take this a step further. How do you think this idea of selling in person translates to specific content formats?
Well, for one, it means focusing on clarity and conciseness. No one wants to wade through a wall of text, especially online.
Right. People are busy. They want information that's easy to digest, actionable, and gets to the point quickly.
So that might mean using bullet points, subheadings, visuals, anything that helps break up the text and make it more engaging.
Absolutely. Think about how you can incorporate storytelling data, case studies, anything that brings your content to life and makes it more memorable.
And it's not just about written content either. Video is becoming increasingly important, especially for engaging with younger audiences.
And don't forget about audio content. Podcasts like this one are a great way to connect with people who are on the go or who prefer to consume information in a more passive way.
It's all about finding the right format for your message and your audience.
So we've talked a lot about what unique value means in theory, but let's get really concrete. Can you give me some examples of content that you think truly delivers value to business owners and C-level executives?
Sure, one example that comes to mind is original research or data analysis.
That's a great one, especially if it's relevant to your industry and provides insights that people can't find anywhere else.
Another example is expert interviews or case studies.
Absolute. People love to hear from other successful business leaders and learn from their experiences.
And then there's educational content, like tutorials, guides, or webinars.
That's a fantastic way to position yourself as a thought leader and build trust with your audience.
But here's the key. No matter what format you choose, the content has to be high quality, well-researched, and genuinely helpful.
Couldn't agree more. It's about providing real value, not just fluff or filler content.
And this is where I think a lot of businesses make a mistake. They get so caught up in trying to please Google's algorithms that they forget about the human element.
It's like they're writing for robots instead of real people.
And that's a recipe for disaster.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's people who make purchasing decisions, not algorithms.
So if you want to create content that truly drives results, you have to focus on connecting with your audience on a human level.
You've got to understand their needs, their desires, their fears. You've got to tell stories that resonate with them, share insights that are relevant to their lives.
And you've got to be genuine and authentic in everything you do.
Because that's how you build trust. And trust is the foundation of any successful relationship, whether it's online or offline.
And once you have that trust, the results will follow.
Absolutely. Increased traffic leads, sales. It all stems from building those genuine connections with your audience.
Now, I know that creating high-quality content takes time and effort.
It does, but it's an investment that's worth making.
Because in today's competitive landscape, content is king.
And if you want to stand out from the crowd, you have to create content that truly reigns supreme.
So for all of you listening who are ready to ditch the word count obsession and start creating content that truly connects, we've got some great resources for you.
That's right. In the next part of this deep dive, we'll share some specific tools and strategies that you can use to take your content to the next level.
But before we do that, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far.
So tell me, what's been the biggest takeaway for you from this discussion?
For me, it's the importance of shifting our mindset from pleasing algorithms to serving our audience.
I love that it's about remembering that behind every search query, there's a real person with a real need. And it's our job as content creators to meet that need in a way that's authentic, engaging, and valuable.
Absolutely. And that's what this deep dive is all about, giving you the insights and tools you need to create content that truly makes a difference. So you're ready to ditch the word count obsession, and you want to focus on creating content that truly connects with your audience. But where do you even start?
Well, first, you need to really understand your audience. Who are they? What are their pain points? What are their goals? What kind of content are they already consuming?
And how do you gather that information?
There are a few different approaches you can take. One is to simply ask them, send out surveys, conduct interviews, or engage with them on social media and get their feedback.
That's a great way to get direct insights from the people you're trying to reach.
Another approach is to use analytics tools to track how people are interacting with your existing content. Which pages are they visiting? What are they searching for on your site? How long are they staying on each page?
That data can tell you a lot about what's resonating with your audience and what's not.
And then, of course, you can always look at your competitors. What kind of content are they creating? What's working for them?
That can give you some ideas for what you might want to try. But remember, it's important to differentiate yourself.
Exactly. Don't just copy what everyone else is doing. Find your unique angle and offer something truly valuable that your competitors aren't.
So once you have a good understanding of your audience, how do you actually start creating content that resonates with them?
Well, one of the most important things is to make sure your content is well structured and easy to read. Use headings, subheadings, bullet points, and visuals to break up the text and make it more engaging.
That's especially important for online content where people are often skimming and scanning.
And don't be afraid to experiment with different content formats. We talked earlier about written content, video, and audio, but there are so many other options out there. Infographics, quizzes, polls, interactive tools.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all about finding what works best for your audience and your message.
Now, another key to creating content that resonates is to tell stories.
People love stories.
They do, and stories are a powerful way to connect with your audience on an emotional level. They can help you make your content more relatable, memorable, and persuasive.
So how do you find stories to tell?
Look to your own experiences, your customers' experiences, industry trends, news events. There are stories everywhere if you know where to look.
And don't be afraid to get personal. People connect with authenticity.
Absolutely. Share your insights, your struggles, your triumphs. Let people see the human side of your brand.
Now, I know that creating high-quality content can be a lot of work, especially for busy business owners and C-level executives.
It can be, but there are tools and resources available to help you. There are content calendars to help you stay organized, writing assistants to help you overcome writer's block, and design tools to help you create visually appealing content.
And of course, there are always experts you can turn to for help, like Shield Media.
Yes.
They're a digital marketing agency that specializes in helping Western clients with their local SEO, PPC, and SMM needs. They can help you create a content strategy that resonates with your target audience and drives real results.
So if you're feeling overwhelmed or just need some extra support, don't hesitate to reach out to them. They can help you take your content to the next level.
Absolutely. And don't forget to hit that follow button and share this deep dive with anyone who might benefit from this knowledge. We're all about empowering you with the insights and tools you need to succeed in the ever-evolving world of digital marketing.
So until next time, keep diving deep and keep those questions coming. And remember, it's not about the word count, it's about the value you provide.